He did it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Sean Payton was able to make this team look good. It felt like it might have not been able to be done. But so far, look at the Denver Broncos. They're 6-5, ladies and gentlemen. 6-5 on the year. Kudos to them. Russell Wilson, you know, I wouldn't say he had an incredible game, but he did what needed to be done. All right, Samaje Perine and Javonte Williams and even Russell Wilson, those three dudes literally rushed this team. Cortland Sutton is back, baby, and his best friend is named Russell Wilson. Team 3, baby. I mean, Cortland Sutton, it feels like he's literally had over the last 2 games like his whole entire season's worth of stats. And out there, Marvin Mims Jr. It's so funny LeJordan Humphrey is here because that's, Sean Payton's boy from the New Orleans days. But Russell Wilson accounted for 2 touchdowns, and this was a defensive effort by the Denver Broncos, who their defense produced 3 more takeaways and a safety in the Broncos' 29-12 win over the Cleveland Browns. This is their 5th consecutive win after starting this season 1-5. The Broncos have moved above 500 for the first time under head coach Sean Payton. Hit that like and subscribe button if you guys haven't. Follow me on X and Instagram. Now, obviously, the Browns started, rookie quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson, and they had to go put in PJ Walker, and the Broncos went out and sacked PJ Walker's 4 times and once in the end zone. And again, people are going to be like, oh, Myles Garrett, Amari Cooper, Jordan Elliott, Denzel Ward, all the injuries and that. But look, the defense that the Broncos have right now is surging, baby. They have a whopping 15 takeaways in the last 4 games. That's the best 4-game stretch since 1989. Wilson threw an 8-yard touchdown to our man Adam Troutman after, defensive tackle DJ Jones recovered a fumble and, took it the other way. And look, Michael Purcell and Alex Singleton both had recovered fumbles. And it's cool to see that, like, this team is doing a great job of just playing well. Just playing for themselves and playing as a unit. And the Broncos, who are the best heater since starting 2015 with 7 straight wins, entered the game with 1 rushing touchdown all season and had 2 more by halftime. All right. And it's pretty crazy to see that this squad's got some grit to it. This squad is doing stuff. So let's talk about the stats and like what stands out about this team when you look at them on the whole. So as a team going into this game, they were, for a team that hasn't scored at any rushing touchdowns, they have the 7th best rushing average as a whole for their squad with 4.5 yards per carry. And they're a team offensively, okay, that has been able to, they draw them. Russell Wilson has, with not false starts, but with drawing, the opposing teams offside, they have had 24 penalty first downs, which means the opposing team gives them first downs, and they're 10th in penalty yards. So they're psyching out teams. And even that, their average play 14th, top 15 of the league in 5 yards per play. And it's nothing insane, but they're winning by the margins. This is a Bill Parcells influence Sean Payton team. And you're out here where you got also Jerry Jeudy's stats aren't that far off from freaking Mr. Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton only has 70 more yards than Jerry Jeudy. I mean, Samaje Perine might have 1,000 yards. He has 326 yards. And then you have, Marvin Mims and the rest of the boys. But it's the defense that's been here. You got yourself Jonathan Cooper with 5.5 sacks, 3 sacks for our man Zach Allen, like 5.5 for Nico Bonito. So like they've got boys out here playing hard. And Will Lutz is gonna. I mean, he's missed 7. Not missed. He's made 15 extra points and he's made 22 field goals. So he's out here. He's hitting his kicks, okay? He's hitting 90% of his extra points and 92% of his field goals. Like, they got a unit right here, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like, let's look at their schedule going ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, upcoming. Houston, that's going to be a tough one. But the Chargers shoot themselves in the foot. Detroit, That's going to be a hard one. Okay, so right there, they're either going 2-1 or 1-2. Then they play New England. I think they can beat them. Right there, they can go 2-2 easily in the next 4 games. Now, Chargers again, they're going to beat them at least once and lose to them at least once. So they could go in this 5-game stretch 3-2 or 2-3. And that would mean they would, be at this point either like 8-8 or 9-8. All right, or 8-9 or 9-8 to end the year. It seemingly looks like, I think, at least, which is an improvement. Okay, they're the 12th best rushing team going into this game. They're the 12th best rushing team in the league. All right, they're a lot better than people give them credit for. They're a fun squad, and I think they have a lot more skill than people give them credit. So for me, the big thing is just figuring out how to maximize the value of this season. And regardless, they're not winning a championship, but like, let's build something that's going to attract free agents and players to come here so they can win a Super Bowl maybe next year or within the next 2 years. So because we assume that's obviously the overall goal. And for me, I think right here, when we look at just the squad that they have, that we wouldn't say it's star-studded. It's got players, it's got guys that you're aware of, but it's definitely a good starting point, and a point that I think a team could get better with more wins. That'll attract people to want to go there. And if they're gonna get people to go there, let me tell you, game over. All right, game over, because the Broncos already have a good foundation. They have one of the best coaches in the league, in my opinion. And to say that they're not going to be potentially, I don't know, championship contenders if they end the year 9-8 or 10-7, even if they lose in the first round, they're building something. This is year one. Don't expect Rome to be built in one day. So for me, when I look at that, I just think, okay, it makes sense why if you have faith in this team, like I'm, putting out there, what is it, perpetual. I want to perpetuate it. Yeah, perpetuate. I'm going to perpetuate this. So suck my nuts. Yeah, we're going to perpetuate this. And for me, it makes sense. For if you're a guy like myself, that if you're trying to figure out what your team's about, like, this squad has the makings of being a decent team. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm a bit too excited, and I think there's potential here, and there isn't. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts.